What's good, math family? In this video, we're going to look at parabolas and how to write the equation based off the graph and key points. When we approach these problems, we could write the equation for the quadratic equation, or the graph, I should say, in standard form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c. And just remember, our goal is to find the values of a, b, and c so we can write the equation. So when we have these type of problems, I always suggest start off with the y-intercept because we could find c easy. And we just use the method of substitution. So we know y is -3, and everywhere that we see x, we're going to put 0, right? So now when we simplify, we know -3 is going to be equal to c. So we have our c value. Now we could go ahead and pick other points. So the next point I'm going to pick is -3, 0. So I know that y is 0, and when we plug in 3 for x, so let's do that. We have a times -3 squared plus b times -3. And because we know the value of c, we're just going to put -3. Now when we start this off, let's just bring 3 to the other side by adding. So now I know 3 is equal to what? -3 squared gives me 9. 9 times a gives me 9a. And b times -3 is -3b. Now in this step, we can simplify by dividing everything by 3, and I suggest you do that. So this is going to turn into 1 is equal to 3a minus b. So now we have another equation. And what we're trying to do is get two equations so that we could focus on A and B using systems of equations. So this is equation number 1. Now I'll go over, I'm going to pick my other point, 1, 0. So when I substitute, doing the process again, we have 0 is equal to A times 1 squared plus B times 1 minus 3. Same process, we're going to move 3 over. So 3 is equal to 1 squared is 1 times A just gives us A, and B times 1 is just B. So now we have our second equation. And at this step, we're going to use systems of equations to solve. So now we put these together. We have 1 is equal to 3 times A minus B. And in the second example, or equation, I'm sorry, 3 is equal to A plus B. So based off these two equations, elimination will be the best step or method. So we cancel out our b's. 1 plus 3 gives me 4. 3a plus a gives me 4a. Once I divide by 4, I now know that a is equal to 1. So I have a and I have c. Now for us to figure out b, we can go back in and use systems of equation elimination, but the better method to do is just pick one of these two equations, substitute a in to figure out what b is. So let's focus on this one. So we know 1 is equal to 3 times 1 minus b. So 1 is equal to 3 minus b. When I subtract 3 on both sides, I'm going to get -2 is equal to -b. Just remember, variables by themselves cannot be negative. So we divide both of these by -1. So we get 2 is equal to b. Now we figured everything out. We have all the information we need, and we're going to put it back all together. So let's just get a little space. Let's erase this. So the equation for the quadratic graph will be y is equal to a is 1. So we're just going to put x squared plus, we know b is 2. So 2x, and then c is -3. So this is the equation for the quadratic graph. But before we go, we're also going to show you guys how to do this and write it in vertex form. So hold on. If this video has been helpful, smash the like button for us, and we're going to go to the second part of this video. So we're going to approach this problem and we're going to write the equation this time in vertex form. So it's going to take the form y is equal to a times x minus h squared plus k. And with the vertex form, we just need 2 points, the vertex being one key one. So when we start this problem off, we are going to substitute. So let's substitute the vertex in. Y is equal to a times x plus 1 squared minus 4. Just remember that whatever the sign is in the parentheses is going to take the opposite sign. This is why this is plus. Because when we set it equal to 0, that's how we get -1. Now from here, we could use just about any point. I'm going to focus on this point. All right, 1, 0. If I use -3, 0, we'll still get the same answer. So now we substitute for x and y. So we know 0 for y is equal to a times 1 plus 1 squared minus 4. And our goal is to try to figure out what a is. So I'm going to add 4 on both sides, right? We get 4 is equal to a times 2 squared. So we know 4 is equal to 4a. Once I divide by 4, I know a is equal to 1. So we know a is equal to 1. So when I go back now and I substitute and write the equation, my answer will be y is equal to, we're not going to put a because it's 1, so x plus 1 squared minus 4. And this is how you would write the equation in standard form and vertex form. We really hope that this review on writing equations for parabolas based on their graph was helpful, math family. If it was, smash the like button for us, subscribe to the channel, and leave comments down below if you found this video helpful, or if you have questions on this video, or if there's topics you'd like to see in the future on our channel. Thank you guys so much for joining it. Algebra 1 with Mr. Peters.